Alright, everybody, welcome back to my series of creating videos for YouTube and what I think will help me to succeed a little bit later and getting some video series, getting this video series popping. So I have an interesting video today. It will be a react video, and it will be a react video to something that's very getting talked about right now. It's getting a lot of attention, and I think it's stupid and very deplorable, and I can't believe I'm saying that it's real, but I hope to God this is a fake video. I hope it was just like a stunt some like amateur animators pulled off to make everybody think this was real, because I hope this company isn't being for real, and it's a horrible company, but I hope and pray that this isn't real. But I will be reacting to the Jerkmate ranked video, or games, the ranked series, and on YouTube, because they posted a video about it too. They're advertisements, and yeah, this is horrible. This is such a down low moment for society. I can't believe that I'm actually like, I got really no words to explain it, but if this is a real thing, if this is real, this is just, the bar is just like right here. It's just low. It's just, our standards are just getting lower and lower. But I'll be reacting to the video, and I will be putting the video on the screen as well, so you guys can see me react to it while I'm watching it. And then right at the end too, I'll get into it a little bit biblically as well, because I think this topic, even though it's a joke that everybody's reacting to it, I think I could put some biblical stance on it as well to really shed some light on things. As like, if this is real, this shouldn't be really taken as a joke. This is something really serious, and it's really not good. And I get the memes are funny, and I get it's all funny, but you know, when it comes down to morality from the Bible and what God says, you know, it's not too, you can't laugh at it for too long. I laughed at it a little bit, but I'll be getting to a little bit of biblical knowledge as well with it. So let's get right into the video.
Some say it's just a rumor. While they doubt, others ascend. Champions emerge, and legends will fall. Millions have competed.
I like how they showed all the memes there too of all of them too.
Claim the throne.
So dumb. It's actually so dumb. They know their audience though.
The grand finale of Jerkmate Rank
crazy.
is coming.
So dumb. So dumb.
Will you contend?
I'm not gonna lie, they did pretty good on the trailer though.
Into the shadows.
Animations are smooth. To the shadows.
Yeah. So short video.
Yeah. So short video. But well, so that was I never thought I'd be making a react video on a topic like that. And then let me just remove my headphones because I don't like those suckers on me. But anyway, getting back to the topic. Yeah, so it's seeming like that's going to be a real thing, and I'm just going to talk about it very bluntly here, and then this is where I'm going to get into my serious portion of the video. But I don't think it's really funny. It's funny. The memes are funny. Everything, I can't say that I haven't seen those on Insta or TikTok and thought those were kind of funny, because I kind of laughed. But on a serious note though, you know, if that does become a real thing, you know, that's something, you know, that shouldn't be public matter. That shouldn't even be considered a game, because even beginning with Lust in general, it never really was a game back then to the Lord. It was always seen as deplorable and just not really good at all. It was just a really big sin back in the days as well, and the rules haven't really changed since back then. It's just really, you know, women were concubines back then, serving their masters, masters had sex, yada, yada, yada. But this is just watching the lustfulness on a grand scale, and now that it's actually like a game to some people, that's very not good, because I could imagine if this does turn into a real game, some people will take it as a real game, and that isn't a real game. That should just, and if people do it, it should be something very private, and you should be very it's a big sin, and you should be very praying for forgiveness about it, because under the Lord our Father, it doesn't look good on you. And I've been caught doing it as well. It doesn't ever look good at me. I'm never happy with God in his eyes when I do that, because I'm sinning before my Father in heaven. So it's just not too good in general. And I get it's funny for a little bit, and jokes here and the memes there, and people reacting to it and the videos just like I'm doing, and like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's a real thing. But I get all that, but I'm trying to also put it in a biblical stance as well, to like a real talk, just because I think it shouldn't be commercialized like this. It shouldn't be advertised like this. It's getting out of hand, and now it's crazy to think that the memes and the community of jokesters, the community of memesters out there that are making these memes, actually turn this into a legitimate thing. They turned it into a legitimate game, and I don't know, the power of the internet. I mean, people, if you have the power of the internet and you're creative and you're funny and you're capable, you could really change the world now. You could really change a lot of things. You could really change a lot of influence. So to know that that's how much influence the people had to make that a real thing, very bad, I would say. But at the same time, maybe a lot of things could change if we focused on more biblical aspects and more teachings of God and put them on the internet, which is what I'm trying to do, instead of just turning all these memes and turning all this just shenanigans into just stuff to react to and just stuff to laugh off, because I'm laughing it off a little bit, but still, at the end of the day, I gotta speak some biblical truth on the situation. And matter of fact, let me get out my trusty Bible, for I have a passage that teaches this very thing. And I will be in Matthew chapter 5, verse 28. And this is coming from Jesus. But I say unto you, that whoever so looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. Now, what is Jesus saying right there is that even if you think it, if you take action upon it, you've committed adultery in your heart already, which is the lustful eyes of seeing, stuff, or seeing the body, or seeing the beauty, or seeing anything, that's turns the eyes from morally standing with God to turning very lustful and blissful. And what do I mean by that is that our eyes are powerful tools. Jesus says even the eyes are some of the most powerful tools in the Bible that us humans have, and that what we see and what we act and what we do, mainly a big part is of what we see. If we see bad things around us, if we see negativity, if we see horrible actions, if we're just seeing these things, then already our eyes are getting corrupted with worldly matters, and we're not focusing our eyes on God. Because focusing our eyes on God and the Lord is different. It's going to church and reading and listening to what our pastors say. It's going to the Bible and reading the word straight off from the Bible. It's being with a community of believers as well to help you change your eyes and change your perspective on things. It's a lot of different things, and it all matters to the eyes, because then when you're away from that presence of God in your eyes, then you're going to see the worldly things in your eyes, and the worldly things will seem more plentiful, more bountiful, more the presence will be all around, the corruption will be all around, and your mind will be influenced, because what goes from the eyes goes into the mind, goes into the soul, and then everything just gets corrupted, and it's basically a downward spiral, like Nine Inch Nails, the downward spiral. So it all kind of develops a snowball effect, but it also has the other hand with the Lord's perspective, because it's a snowball effect of, if you keep with the Lord's word and you keep doing what the Lord wants you to do, and you don't see the Bible as a rule book, and you don't see Christians as a total hypocritical influence, and you take the teachings and perspective and you really start to try to listen to God and make an active relationship with God, your eyes have this power to even see negative situations and try to turn them into biblical representation, or try to ask for God for help, and try to strengthen your faith rather than diminish your faith. So even with the power of lust as hold on, no. Oh, sorry, I'm not gonna cut that. But either way, just sorry, lost track of thought. Just even with those lustful thoughts, looking at another woman, it will create that same snowball effect. You'll still be trying to, you'll still get that worldly influence, and you'll start to get more of that lustful influence looking at women or whatever sexual orientation you're preferring, which is a whole nother topic, which for me as a man, I do see women, and I have lusted over women before. So that's the thing, is that if I look at another beautiful girl and I already get that image of sexual thoughts or sexual pleasure, or just fantasizing even about relationships, about anything, it's already I'm kind of committing a little bit of adultery, because if I'm looking at their body, or I'm looking and I'm not thinking about, like, oh, is this like a godly woman? Should I preach to her, or should I do the Bible, or should I talk to her about her faith? Which in today's society is, you never do that, which is unfortunate, because it should be a thing that should be normal. That should be normal for people to do, and always take it into the biblical side of things first, rather than talking about worldly things with them, and worldly sexual pleasures, and worldly lustfulness about their body, about just sinful things. But society has kind of turned that into a thing where, you look at all their worldly perspectives and sides, and you never really take in their biblical sides, and nobody really asks if they're a believer or not, unless it's in like a church setting, which I get that, but we need to normalize, taking that away from church and into the real world, where unfortunately people aren't getting that influence every day of their life, because some people don't go to church, some people blaspheme the holy word, some people mock God almost every day, almost every night, which is unfortunate, but I'm not gonna blaspheme them or put them, or we rightfully judge, but I understand where they're coming from, because I was in their perspectives too, where I thought, how could these things exist? But when, you truly encounter the Holy Spirit, and you truly encounter that presence of God, it's a whole nother good can of worms that gets let open, and it feels like your soul is renourished in a better way. And it feels like your soul is getting touched by a presence that you haven't felt, because now you're establishing that relationship with God, with Christ, the Father in heaven, and Jesus Christ, the Son, which, all the same, the Holy Trinity. So, going back on the conversation with this game, Jerkmate Ranked, So already we're committing the sin in Matthew 5:28 is that, I mean, you you never know what people are going to be doing it to. Could be men looking at other men, could be men looking at other women, could be women looking at other women. And that's a whole nother, that's a can of worms right there, which the Bible even says about, which I will talk about that subject later. But just strictly sticking with this, just guy and girl, really, still, we're looking at our eyes, turning to a worldly game to make money and profits off of the views. So already corporate influence, and they're very knowledgeable of this, and they know they could take influence on this, and they know that people will eat this up thinking it's funny. Ha ha ha, new game. And, it could be a joke, but then when it actually comes out and it's real, then it's like, oh, we actually can do this. And, there will be people thinking like, oh, maybe, no, I'm not going to do this. This is weird. But then there will be those people that will get influenced to do it, and there will be people that will actively do it from the beginning and climb the ranks, and if those ranks are real. Grandmaster Bader, that's crazy. I just can't believe that's real. But yeah, see, like a company taking full advantage of their marketing, company taking full advantage of sin as well, because this is truly marking God as well. This is truly mocking the passage of Matthew 5:28 straight to its face, because they're pretty much saying, oh, look, here's a site for you to be lustful on all you want and play it as a game, and incorporate a ranking system to make you more, make your mind more pleasurable and more lustful with thoughts, and turn your eyes away from God, and don't get into biblical teachings, because, it's funny, we turn it into a game. Why go to church on a Sunday when you can play this game with your friends, or some weird crap, and actually invite your friends to play the game? That's a whole nother level of debauchery. But yeah, see, just corporation taking full advantage and mocking Christ at it as well. Will they ever acknowledge that they took advantage of Christ? Probably absolutely not, because it's like most corporations don't even kind of lost their whole biblical sense of what's right and what's wrong morally. And you know what? We all know what they want. They want money. Unfortunately, the big money, which is another sin, because pretty much all corporations now, maybe I won't say on all of them because I don't know, but you know what? Most of them are pretty greedy and shady, and they all want money. And you know what? Money is a big root of sin, so can't really say I'm not wrong with that statement. But yeah, I don't like how they, take a mocking to the Bible. Nobody's going to really take a biblical standpoint on it, like I am probably that has. I hope there is a believer out there that's thinking of doing the same thing that I'm doing. I'm going to put this out on YouTube and be bold about it. Hopefully it gets views, because I know this is a very trendy topic. But yeah, me coming from a straight biblical perspective on this and reacting to it, I think it's funny. Really bad. Really, really, really bad. No excusing it. This should not even be a real thing. This should have just been a joke, which I'm still thinking it's highly likely that this is a joke and a meme for April Fool's coming up or something. I don't know. Hopefully it's a joke. It's a big, long-winded April Fool's joke. But if it's not, terrible. Highly don't condone this. Not only is it weird, not only is it sinful, not only is it impractical, not only is it very lustful, it's very sinister, it's very corporate greed, it's very marketing strategies that are very influential to kids as well, because kids play a lot of video games ranked, and kids looking at this 12 to 13 will think this is a game, which yeah, it's a game in one way, but morally coming from it, is this really a morally good game for a 12-year-old, 13-year-old to play, knowing the title, the corporation that's making this game, with the idea of actually doing it, gooning it to get a higher rank in the video game? Absolutely not. That's terrible. But society for you right there. Kids even 12 and 13 are looking at this and thinking that it's funny and hilarious and cool. So You know, it's unfortunate. But yeah, I just think if you take anything away from this video, obviously don't feed into this. Don't feed into this company as well. Do your best. Hold on. Do your best to control your urges as well. Do your best with, you know, lustful stuff. And read your Bible. Read your Bible as well, because it's the most important book of all time. And yeah, pretty much think that's everything I have to say about that. I'm not cutting everything out because I'm lazy, I'm tired, and I'm gonna just edit that part with the video right there on the right so you can see me react to it. But other than that, you guys, that was day 11 of me doing video series. Hopefully this gets a few views with how trendy this is. But yeah, and I will probably upload this as soon as I can later.